Guys, wobble wobble wobble, this is downtown Adrian J with the Kicking Sounds of London Town, and we are going to be looking at one thing which is very close to my heart: the toilet. Hey guys, there are some videos online where you can see how this is done. I'm going to try and expand this a little bit, just kind of show you why it works, because I was very interested in why it works one way and not another way. If you do it this way, it will work every single time. And we're in the garage at the moment. I've just written some stuff on the whiteboard. We're going to go up to my washroom. I'm going to show you the toilet, show you in situ. Then we're going to come back down here and I'm going to explain fully how to do it and why it works. Stay tuned. So toilet, WC, whatever we call it. If you remember, I had another video where I showed you how to clean that black toilet mold. There is another thing which goes on some of these toilets, and it's a valve seal. And what happens is it lets water in, the water drains down, and then it fills up. So if you ever hear a toilet, washroom, whatever you like to call it, I'm going to call it toilet because that's what I'm comfortable using. If I hear a toilet flushing automatically or refilling automatically, that's what happens. So depending on the type of toilet you have, the mechanism you have, one of the common ones is like a mechanism which I'm going to show, which is our one, and basically it's a rubber seal under there which basically goes and you have to replace it. Now if you get the seal and you fit it the wrong way, it won't work properly. So I'm just going to go show you a little bit of a thing, then we're going to go to the garage and I'm going to explain it a bit further. It is actually a 2-minute fix and it works every single time. If you do not do this, you'll be messed up. Remember how I told you, this one is a Mansfield, okay? There's various types, but it's a Mansfield. As you can see, my toilet is actually very clean. The system is very clean. Now, basically, what happens, if you can see that seal there, can you see that seal? Basically it leaks. Now I'm going to lift this up, and this is what happens basically when it, you see the water emptying, and can you see that seal? Basically when this goes down, so the water comes up, this falls down, and then the water can refill. But what happens is, if this, okay, this is a bit doesn't fit, if that seal doesn't fit here, basically water goes allowed to go down there, okay? So what happens, it ends up leaking. So the trick here is to replace this seal, okay? But it's not actually as easy as you may think. Well, actually it is. I'm going to show you the trick. But if you do not fit it, what happens, no matter how you do this, it will leak bit by bit by bit, and it won't work. I've done all kinds of fixes where I've put sealant, I've heated it, I've molded it, I've done it all kinds of ways, but it's a very quick fix to fix this. And as I said, this is for the Mansfield, okay? So now I've shown you what the issue is. I'm going to take you into my garage, and I'm going to we're in the garage now, and it's a little bit easier here. So it's the Mansfield 210/211, the flush valve seal. Okay, and I have one here. So this is for the Mansfield 210. As you can see, it's a flush valve seal, and this is actually, don't know if you can see there, it's a Moen. It's an equivalent. A lot of these stuff are equivalents, like spark plugs. You find that a lot of companies do the same spark plugs for the same, with different cars, so it's no difference. On the back, when you go to the Mansfield site, it says not to use copies or equivalents because they don't work, or they don't work for one specific reason. Now, I have no problem getting the Mansfield part, but I couldn't find a Mansfield part, and my Home Depot does these for like about $5 for 2. Okay, so this, if you're very observant, will notice it's a different colour to the one in there because this is a different one. I have to take this back. So basically, this is the seal which fits around that thing. Now, if you look, I've done a bird's eye view. So this is the toilet system, okay? This is that hole where the water goes down, and this is the seal where it sits down there. So, do you remember that bit on there? Basically, looking from the top, that's where it is. And this is the bit that goes. When you take the old one out, it may be bent and deformed, or this bit may not be sitting correctly, or it may be bent, okay? Now, in these instructions here, and on the website, if you go there, basically it will tell you, remove the old one off, put the new one on, and go. Or you will find you will have a problem. Okay. Now what I've done is I've done a cutaway view. So this is looking side on. This is the toilet here, and this is the water. Okay. This is where the water drains down, and this is the I don't know what you would call it. This is like the pipe which goes down. Okay, and if you can see, okay, I'll try and get you in a bit closer. Here, this is where the seal fits. Okay, basically it's like a washer to stop the water leaking. So if we were looking at it, it would be kind of like this. You see, kind of heads on, and that thing, remember that thing which fits on top here, which goes, the water comes in there, and that kind of lifts up and down on it. Yeah, okay. So this is the thing which we're stopping the water. Now what happens is, if this hair doesn't make a proper seal, what happens is water trickles in there, and then eventually this will go down and down and down and down and down, and then when it thinks it's empty, the toilet basically refills. And what you hear in the middle of the night is as the float goes, but you won't actually hear the toilet flushing because this is trickling in. So this is the fix, and this is the problem, right? I've made an exaggerated view. So remember the pipe, and you remember that sitting on the pipe horizontally. So here we go, I've just showed you one place. Now if you see in this section, on this one, can you see here? You got like, this goes on the, this is basically like a notch, a groove. Now, can you see here? Can you see there's like a tiny little gap? Okay, let me zoom you right in. A very tiny little lip there. So it needs to sit on the groove with a little slip sit on there, right? Just see if I can take that off there. Now, if you do it the way they say, in other words, put it on, this is what happens. The pipe, and can you see there's no lip? You see there's nothing. This is level with the pipe. What does this mean, right? It's important. Remember the pipe? The black pipe, okay? Then you have a seal, right? That red seal, right? Okay. Then you have that thing which sits on top of it, right? If it's just sitting on this rubber seal, you can guess that that's kind of flexible. So water will kind of find a way in there. So it's not supposed to sit on this. What it's supposed to do is this. And I've exaggerated it. Can you see? So what happens is it now fits there. So you've got the groove Okay, you've got the gasket, and this sits on the gasket. Okay, it's less prone. This is less prone to thin. So how do you do that? Now, what they will tell you to do, I'm going to see if I can draw this. Let's draw this here. Let's get this here. This is the pipe. Okay, what you're supposed to do, that's the pipe. You're supposed to take this old washer off, plop. Then you put the new one on. Because it's a bit bigger, you kind of have to stretch it, and you kind of push it down, and it fits. Good. Now, so when this thing comes down, it's not sitting on there properly, it will leak. 100%, almost every single time, unless you're very lucky. What I used to do on this here, I used to put sealant, I used to put this on there, I used to bend it, twist it, I used to put some watertight sealant, I used to try all kinds of things. People, let me tell you something, there is a very easy fix. It takes about 30 seconds. This is what you're supposed to do. You take the old one off, you get the new one, you put it on there, and when it's fitted on, so you kind of fit it on there, you hold it and you twist it. You turn it in a circle around while it's fitted in there. Then once you've done that, you should be able to turn it. Can you see? Turn it. Turn it. And then you should actually be able to turn it. Then what happens, it does this. It settles and gives you just the teeniest, tiniest fraction for this to sit on there. Okay. So let's see if I can show you. So you hold it, you put it on, take the old one off, put the new one on, and then what you do is with one end, you kind of turn it like that. And then once you've turned it, you will feel it going. Then you should be able to turn it in like this. You should be able to turn it round. And then you should be able to go like, actually you should be able to go like this. It should go round nicely. That is seated properly. Don't ask me why this isn't in any of the instructions, but I definitely found this on the Mansfield site, and this will fix it. You need a $299 part, 30 seconds of your time, and that will do it. Now the reason I've got a problem with the reason I'm showing you this way is because I wanted to give you a bit more explanation. And when you're in the washroom, okay, all I'll be able to show you is this. I'll be able to show you taking it out, I'll be able to show you putting it in and doing that bit. But I really wanted to show you the explanation of why this works. Okay, so there you go. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope this saves you money. Once you've got this fixed, you don't have to go and grab a plumber and spend a whole load of money, because that's all they're going to do. They're going to come and say, this isn't a Mansfield part. This isn't a Mansfield part. We need to get you the right Mansfield part. And then they'll put it on there, and then it will work. And you go, wow, this is like, they'll maybe charge you 30, 40 bucks for that part, and $100 for their labour. You know, everyone's got to make a living, I guess, but that's the fixed bit.